girls, children of all ages, non-binaries, and transgenders. This is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast, live from Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. I am Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever, always worst behavior. Mr. DM, find your mama's DMs. Why? Because I'm trying to get a mama baby. Nobody can stop me. And on the phone, the OG, the triple OG that talks all the shit. You can find him on stereo.
It's your boy Alex The MF'n Heel, a.k.a. the Stanley of podcasting, also known as the man that says fuck Mr. McMahon and that NXT 205-point trash. Also the man that give your girl a grip a crossface and make her run to a crossface, and you can find that on my OnlyFans.
Word. And back on the boards.
Yeah.
The franchise, like Sting.
Yeah.
J-Kid.
Yo, I'm coming off of the Raptors. You already know the turntables, ones and twos. Yeah, we in here, dog.
Word. What was I listening to on the way here? Fucking Gorillas of Destiny entrance music. Yo. I know Alex appreciates that.
Snap, don't it?
Yeah.
That shit snap, don't it? Boy,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, boy, that shit right there can start a fight. I don't know what it is about their music.
No, the thing is, like, I've heard it before, but it just popped up on my Spotify like playlist. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hit repeat on this.
Don't you love it when you hit repeat on songs that slaps?
Yeah,
It's so good.
That shit hit different, boy. I'm telling you, if you was in the middle of getting your ass whooping, that song played, boy, you'll beat the hell out of somebody.
True that.
Yeah. So what's going on with y'all?
Nothing. You know me, hating life, trying to make it work without killing nobody. You know, same old North Carolina. Don't change.
Yeah. What's up with you, J-Kid?
I'm just, producing, enjoying my new job. Producing for you guys.
Yep.
As always. I'm loving it.
What other shows you done so far?
I did the It's Friday Super podcast.
Malcolm and the crew.
Yeah. Shout outs to Malcolm and the crew, of course. And you guys.
Okay.
The Ultra Heelz.
Yes, the longest running podcast on Bravery Studios. In fact, we predate Bravery Studios, but that's another story for another day.
Word.
Yeah.
Bravery up. All right. Let's kick this show off with Ultra Fantasy Booking. Let's go backwards today. Let me pull up the results for last week's episode of Dragon Force, presented by Alex The MF'n Heel. Yeah. And he had a pay-per-view. It was Bound for Glory.
Oh, yeah. It was great Bound for Glory pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I did not look at the results, so we'll be surprised together. All right, kicking it off, we had a triple threat number one contenders match for the tag team division. It was the Bar versus Beer Money versus the North, and James Storm and Bobby Roode are taking that spot in the title match.
Ooh. Beer Money.
Yeah. The final score was a 12-3. Yeah.
Seemed like a close one.
Good score.
Yeah. Next up, we had to determine the true number one contenders, because these women just don't want to stop battling. So the true number one contender in the women's division for Gail Kim's World of Stardom Championship, Rosemary has defeated Naomi in a 30-minute Iron Woman match.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, Rosemary defeated Naomi.
That is nuts.
I can dig it.
Yeah. Next up, we had a real slobber knocker. It was Jay Lethal versus Shelton Benjamin in a Pure Rules. And guess what? Time limit draw.
Oh.
Wow.
Yep. Time limit draw.
Another Omega Danielson moment.
Yeah. The final score was 10-10.
Wow.
That was the voting, 10-10.
Such a close match.
Yeah.
Rules, and it went 10-10. That's crazy.
Time limit draw. That's the beauty of Pure Rules. There's a time limit.
Oh man.
Next up,
these two dudes might have to fight again somewhere down the road.
Yeah. Next up, we had a grudge match because these two beastly men lost last week after they tried to team up. Dan Math versus Wardlow, and Wardlow put a hurting on Danny Math.
Oof.
Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, that must, as Big E likes to say, two big men slapping beef.
Mm-hmm. Two big men, sweaty, running around the ring.
What
Meat.
next up? We had what appears to be the dark horse match of the night, because this was a tight one. It was to fill the other slot for the tag team #1 contender. This one was a tornado tag, 3-way. It was Right to Censor versus the Rascals versus Private Party, and the smallest guys in the match, the Rascals, pulled it out in a tight one. The final score was 6-5 to 7. Yeah, tight one, real tight.
Whoa.
So your title match is going to be the Rascals versus Beer Money.
They clutch that.
Yeah, two Impact teams, former Impact teams.
Man.
And the main event. Oh, this must have been a good match, because just based on the scoring, we had a fatal 4-way tap out only decision. It was Angel Garza versus Cesaro with Paul Heyman in the corner, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Kenny King. The winner gets a future title match. And Cesaro takes it home.
I don't know why I knew that was going to happen. You add Paul Heyman to the mix, he becomes the prettiest girl in the room.
Yep.
That's so true.
Cesaro. So that was Bound for Glory, as presented by Around the World Wrestling Promotions.
A good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Good card there.
So this week is my pay-per-view, my first pay-per-view, Unforgiven. And we're going to kick off the match. We now have our women's championship match. The second #1 contender was determined last week. Bayley won a fatal 4-way, and the week before, Asuka won a fatal 4-way. It will be Asuka versus Bayley in a 2 out of 3 falls submission only match. You want to talk about Unforgiven? You won't forgive your opponent after this. Next up, we have something a little light, just to get the crowd popping. Santana and Ortiz versus the B Team. Go, go, go!
That's how I miss them guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Then next up, we have the continuation of the the open weight Pure Rules division. Adam Cole will be taking on Damian Priest. And followed right after that, it will be Bryan Danielson. I still want to say it the other way. Bryan Danielson taking on Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I think that will probably be the dark horse match of the night.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah. And then next up, we have a 6-woman street fight, 6-woman tag team street fight. Because this is the feud that just won't die. So we have Tenelle Dashwood and the Iconics taking on Jordynne Grace, Rachel Ellerling, and Charlotte Flair. And because this just won't die, we're going to have some special considerations for the finish. A, Tenelle and the Iconics win after Jordynne Grace breaks her arm. And then you have Rachel Ellerling and Charlotte Flair trying to fight 2-on-3. B, Rachel Ellerling and Iconics win after Rachel Ellerling and Charlotte Flair turn on Jordynne Grace because she's not pulling her weight. Because in every loss so far, it's been her fault. C, the mystery person from last week reappears and helps Charlotte Flair, Rachel Ellerling, and Jordynne Grace win. So,
I'm going for that mystery person. I'm just telling you a heads up now.
Oh, the
going
mystery.
for that one.
If we get the mystery person angle, you're not going to be disappointed by the reveal. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Next up, Two teams that have been fighting. They haven't even had a match against each other yet, but they just keep running into each other backstage. So, GM Shane McMahon has declared a World Tag Team match between FTR and the Usos.
Oh, man.
I thought it was going to be a banger.
Yeah, FTR and the Usos. And then, our main event. This will be the first ever 90-minute Iron Man match for the IWGP World Championship. It's going to be the phenomenal AJ Styles against the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
That's a banger.
The first ever 90 minutes, an hour and a half.
I can't wait for that.
Two people that can do everything in the book. They'll be forced to do everything in the book for 90 minutes. Now, before we go too far, Paul Heyman is not pleased because he's constantly been bugging Shane McMahon. When is Brock getting a title shot? When is Brock getting a title shot? Put him in the tournament. We're at the world title match, and Brock still has not been brought into the picture. So, as ring announcer Lillian Garcia goes to announce the participants of the match, Paul Heyman just strolls out and takes the mic. And he says, I said there will be consequences or else. And that's a spoiler, not a prediction. So, 90 minutes, somewhere around minute 79, guess what happens? Brock Lesnar jumps the rail. What happens after Brock Lesnar jumps the rail? The crowd will vote on that. That will be the finish to the match. It's tied 5-5. AJ and Okada. Brock jumps the railing. What happens next? How does the match end? That will be the vote for the crowd.
That's going to be some type of story to tell right there.
Yeah, I went with classic WWE overbooking your main event.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You're gonna get 90 minutes of amazing, 79 minutes of amazing wrestling, but then it's just gonna be a clusterfuck for the next 11 minutes. So you can't complain either way, in my book, in my opinion.
I wouldn't complain about that.
That sounds like it's going to be very fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a high pay-per-view.
Yeah. So yeah, we have 3 title matches. We have the first ever 90-minute Iron Man match. I'd like to see it actually happen in real life. A 90-minute Iron Man.
That would be something.
Because think back to when Kofi did that gauntlet match. That was like an hour 10.
Kofi
he went through hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 1 year Rey Mysterio was number 2 in the Royal Rumble, and he won. That was like 59 minutes. It was like right at an hour.
And he was very passionate, and it was like right after Eddie died, man. He was very passionate to win that match. There was somebody else that was in him. Was it Shawn Michaels won from number 1, right? Yeah.
But that one was a little short. That was like a 46-minute one.
It was.
Yeah. And I can't think of anybody else with a really long match. I know Chris Jericho has the most accumulated time in the Royal Rumble. It's like 6 hours and some change.
Yeah, he's been there for almost all of them.
Because Triple H had it, and then Chris Jericho, the last one he was in, he passed Triple H. And then Triple H hasn't been in another Rumble. Yeah. So yeah, that is my first pay-per-view, Unforgiven, presented by Extreme World Championship Wrestling Entertainment. And yes, my name is a clusterfuck as well.
Yeah.
Alex, you gotta get random news. Let's start there. Start with some random news.
Random news.
No. I'm hitting the wrong
Oh,
buttons.
I got a piece of random news you talk about. Be a fun piece of random news. You hear me, Dar?
Yeah, I got you.
Let's talk about Mia Yim saying she loved the New Day versus the Hurt Business, but she'd give anybody $20 if they can take out Shelton Benjamin. And Kobe Kingston reposted on his Instagram.
I saw it.
Challenge accepted, and he shows the video of him beating up Shelton. He was like, "I would like my $20 in cash." And if you go to the comments and read like Bobby Lashley and them commenting on it. But the best comment up there is Shelton Benjamin going, "Now wait a goddamn minute." and then Mia Yim replies back, "All right, Coffee, I'll give you a 20. I'll see you on Monday."
And you know it's funny because Mia Yim, she won the up down down championship. No, I'm sorry, she won the left right because she defeated Tyler Breeze before he was excommunicated. So her first challenger was Shelton Benjamin, and she beat him. And she once told the story about how he's the one that helped get her into the wrestling business. So that's always been like her big brother. So they pick on each other all the time.
Oh, I know. I follow her on Twitter, and they be going back and forth until the hard as hell.
Yeah. And the one thing that really got them close is when I think it was her first marriage or her first fiance, whatever. He turned out to be an abuser, and Shelton's really helped her out of that situation. So she has a lot of love for Shelton.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I got love for Shelton Benjamin too.
Yeah.
When he's actually on TV.
Yeah. Let's see. I have a quote from Money Mark Tony Khan. What was this last Saturday he said this?
Money Mark.
Yeah, Money Mark. If you've seen other wrestling and said, this isn't for me, well, then give AEW a chance. It's a lot less likely to insult your intelligence than the other shows out there. Yes, that's a direct shot at WWE. I have one. You know what? I agree mostly with him. Because WWE does insult your intelligence. Because they just drop stories like you won't notice. They change things in the middle of storylines like you won't notice. Like with freaking Big E and Bobby Lashley supposing to have a title match at Extreme Rules, but then it turns into a 6-man tag. Then they have the title match on Raw. That's an insult to your intelligence. However, AEW insults your intelligence in another way. The no-selling matches. When things just go on for 20 minutes straight and nobody sells a thing. And then, just the most simplest, Frog Splash is the finish to the match. Like, huh? That's your finish after, every possible bump ever? So.
But we used to that, because come on now, we've been to indie shows, and they've been almost the same exact damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I agree with him, criticizing WWE, but AEW does insult your intelligence in a different way. Now, to some positive AEW, the person that loves to hate AEW the most, Jim Cornette, he gave AEW so far the best show of the year. The Grand Slam Dynamite. He wasn't too happy about Rampage because he felt like it because they taped it the same night. He was like the crowd just kind of died. So he's like, Dynamite was really good. Rampage I can live with, but Dynamite was really good. It was probably the best wrestling thing I've seen this year. So coming from Jim Cornette to say that Dynamite was the best thing he's seen this calendar year, hey. And he went on to share some stats about wrestling. How much actual wrestling takes place on every show? You know what show has the least amount of wrestling per hour? Anybody want to guess?
Would it be Raw?
No. Raw is third.
Oh, wow.
NXT?
SmackDown. On average, SmackDown has 15 minutes of wrestling per hour.
Damn.
That's very short.
15 minutes. So, again, network television, take out commercials. it's 44 minutes per hour. So 15 out of 44, 1/3 of an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
Is just that's it.
Oh man.
Second is Raw. NXT. NXT is 17 minutes on average per hour. Raw is 19 minutes. So if you take, well, okay, when we get to the end, I'll do the math.
Okay.
NXT UK, big jump, 29 minutes out of every 44 minutes. So it's over half. And then the top two, AEW Rampage, 36 minutes, and Dynamite, 37 minutes.
Damn.
So out of 44 minutes, you have 8 and 7 minutes that are not wrestling on AEW programming. So if you want to watch wrestling, go watch AEW.
Yeah.
If you want to watch backstage bullshit, go watch WWE programming. So, math. If you take Raw and NXT, add them together, you get 39 minutes. That is 2 minutes more than one episode of Dynamite.
Damn, son.
So you have to watch 5 hours of wrestling, say it's 5 hours of programming to get the same amount of wrestling as 1 2-hour episode of Dynamite.
Get it together, WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, so you want just statistics, man.
It is. I mean, you can't argue with math.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you cannot argue over that.
Word, you can't argue over that logic. 'Cause Jesus.
Yeah, it's a big gap in time.
It's very big.
It's almost 3. Yeah, well, definitely double, because 39 versus 15. That's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
And it shows.
Yeah. All right. Where do you want to begin with the waste of time that was Extreme Rules? Pick a match, any match.
The end credits.
The end credits.
Man, that shit was a whole shit show. How you be Extreme Rules with one Extreme Rules match?
The rope
That's
breaking.
bullshit.
Okay, let's put it this way. On a scale of 1 to Backlash, how bad was it? Because he hates the Backlash that he went to. He hates. How bad was it?
A scale from Backlash to 10. Shit, Backlash.
Backlash. I put Backlash.
Literally Backlash to me.
What was
bro.
that?
Like,
That was what, 2018 that you went?
yeah,
Yeah.
You know
Like-
what got me?
it could have been better. And by better, I mean, if they'd have had at least 2 more Extreme Rule matches, it'd have been Extreme Rules. But to get the only Extreme Rule match to be the main event was trash to me. Like, all of the matches was, okay. But to have people come in that we did not expect, have matches go the way that we thought of, you could have made that a regular show on Raw or SmackDown, and we would have watched it. It'd have been better.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, speaking of Raw, you had the cage match between Bobby and Big E. Why was that not on the pay-per-view? That's
what I
an
wondered.
Extreme Rules match.
Mm-hmm.
It's in that category. It's not the actual Extreme Rules match, but it's in that category. And there was one other thing on Raw. What was it? There was, what was it? There was a triple threat, right?
I don't even.
Was it triple threat?
I don't know.
No. It was a no DQ match between Jeff Hardy and Damian Priest.
Oh yeah. No, it was
Oh,
a triple
yeah.
threat, wasn't it?
No,
And
no.
Sheamus
The
got his
triple
nose
threat was
broken.
at the pay per view,
Yeah.
and then the following
Yeah,
night they had a no DQ match, which again is Extreme Rules.
I don't know. What's going on with WWE's promotions? Like, why are they promoting matches after the pay-per-view? Like, that should be in the pay-per-view. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. But the cage match definitely should have been in Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
And it was more exciting than Extreme Rules. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, well, the tag match with Omos and AJ, Omos was never in the match. Did anybody notice that?
Yeah.
He never tagged
Word.
in.
Not being used
Never tagged
properly.
in.
It's not being used properly.
The whole thing was AJ getting beat up, and then Bobby Lashley just tagging himself in on AJ. That was the whole match.
They're trying to
I
make
feel like that's
Bobby
what WWE
over.
wanted.
Yeah. But
Sucks, but
it was nice to see the Hurt Business come back.
Yeah.
After they should have never been broken up the first place, but they finally came back.
I feel like the way they came back was like, I don't know.
Great to see the Hurt Business, but why let them go to bring them back? That's like the whole bullshit with the Shield. Why have the Shield break up if you're going to reform the Shield again? To break up the Shield, to reform the Shield. Why keep doing it?
Yeah.
I understand you want nostalgia. I understand you want the ratings. I understand you want the profit from the money. But just, if you're going to break something up, stick to your guns and just keep it broken.
Yep.
Word.
Don't get it twisted. Nostalgia. Love to hear the Shield music play and they all come out. DX music. Love to see Shawn Michaels Triple H come out. Evolution plays. Love to see Batista, Randy Orton, and them all come out. But if you're going to break the group up to better the group in your eyes and make them better, then stick to your guns. Don't try to renege on shit because you know that was the best thing you had. Just keep it going. You're reneging too much, and then it waters down what they are.
I think it boils down to this: when something's working, WE gets nervous that's going to turn stale, so they just kill it. But in the reverse, when something's not working, they just keep saying, "Just keep going, it'll catch on." So you're just stuck with nothing.
That's Roman Reigns.
Well, not right now. In the past.
Yeah.
Minus the last 14 months. It was Roman Reigns minus the last 14 months.
Before the last 14 months, that was Roman Reigns, definitely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And speaking of Roman Reigns, that main event, the finish, in the moment, I was angry. I was like, why did you just have the rope just randomly pop off for no reason at all?
No, screw that. No, screw that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the heartbeat.
Yeah.
And, the demon on the ground.
Dry humping the floor.
Dry humping and didn't sit up immediately. That'd have been cool if you did that back when Finn Balor the demon shit was so popular, everybody wanted to see it all the time. But you had the demon lose, and then you had him do this dumb gimmick. You know what it reminded me of?
The Fiend?
It reminded me of the Fiend and the fucking House of Horror bullshit ass gimmick match.
Okay, so I was listening to Busted Open. They explained the reason the psychology of the rope breaking works but the modern audience just isn't going to get it. If you go back in the 60s, the 50s, yada, 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 when rings were made poorly, ropes actually broke quite often. So
that makes sense.
So for somebody to get on the top rope, oh, yeah, the rope wasn't secured very well, so it just came off in the middle of the match.
I think I saw a meme of AEW saying, our ropes don't break.
Well, their ropes fucking destroyed Cash Wheeler's arm.
True.
So they can't really talk. That man almost died over that fucking turnbuckle.
Man.
Look, I will speak for the audience and the fans. Again, garbage.
Yeah.
Because if you could say, like, if Buzz Open can say this, the ropes break. They used to break. Why don't they break on a normal day basis over the course of time or other things? Why don't they got to break when things are happening on top rope?
Yeah, that's...
Why didn't they like the Attitude Era when you used to ice whip somebody and the rope would just randomly snap and now you got to really fight with two ropes?
Yeah,
why don't you do that?
That's disconnect, because when's the last time we've seen a rope break on purpose? Now, the way they did it just knowing the way, stunt coordination works, somebody had to pull the pin.
Yeah.
There was a secret cord somewhere and somebody had to pull the pin. I'm saying it was Heyman. Because unless you had like somebody like from the ring crew laying under the ring, but then he can't see, or did he have a TV down there to see when he's supposed to pull the pin?
Well, don't forget, remember, remember when Hornswoggle used to be in the ring, and Undertaker used to be in the ring. Remember that one time they showed them there was a monitor under the ring. They
usually put a monitor when they put somebody down there, so that way they have a visual cue.
Yeah.
Because it's sometimes it's kind of hard to hear your cue, so like you need to see it.
True. I believe it was going down for a storyline. It's definitely going down for the Brock Roman storyline.
Yeah. So yeah, but again, I said this before. We already know there's no chance of the Demon winning the title.
No.
If you've already booked Brock Roman and you said it's going to be Brock Roman whether he loses the title or not, it wasn't Roman faces the winner of the match. I think that'd be a little more believable. Mm-hmm. But come on, why announce it to the public before the match even happens?
Didn't make sense to.
But you know what WWE is? They want to hype up people because they got to try to beat AEW right now.
Well, that Saudi money ain't going to help you beat AEW. It's just not. Mm-mm. That's another one of their major problems. Every time a Saudi show comes around, it totally fucks up the continuity of your storylines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they want to freeze to that damn fucking Saudi Arabian prince. Man, fuck him.
He still wants Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage.
Well, he can die.
You didn't hear that?
No, I did not hear that.
The very first Saudi Arabia show, the Saudi prince asked for Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage to be on the show. Apparently, he didn't know they were dead.
Hey, look. If he wants them that bad, he can go see them if he go ahead and offer himself too.
Yeah, he didn't know that. That's how we ended up with Goldberg coming back, because he didn't know the other two were dead. I think he wanted Hogan too, but Hogan just doesn't want to wrestle.
I don't want to do it, brother.
He don't need to wrestle. There's no want to. He just don't need to.
Because that's why Hogan hosted the first Saudi show. That was his return back to WWE after the racist shit. His return was in Saudi Arabia. Who's gonna boo him in Saudi Arabia? They probably don't know about the racist shit.
Yeah, true.
And sad thing, if they do know, they don't give a rat's ass, because them motherfuckers are beyond racist their damn self.
Yeah, I'm gonna reserve my comment because we're on the internet and the internet's sensitive about racial topics. Mm-hmm. But y'all know what I want to say. But
I hear what you're saying, but you know me, I ain't reserving shit. I'm here for all the smoke. Red Solo Cup, blue Solo Cup. Hell, I might even have a purple Solo Cup fucking around me.
Grape Street. So, Arn Anderson. This man.
This is juicy.
This man, he said, I'm going to put the Glock to your forehead.
This man love that promo.
He wants to kill Cody Rhodes. I don't blame him, because half the internet wants to kill Cody too.
Yeah, true. Arn Anderson is a true wrestler's man.
Smooth too.
Word.
So smooth.
And blow your brains
Still
out.
got it.
Like, first of all, Arn Anderson, are you okay? Have you been to the hood? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it just flowed so naturally. It's like he said it and like you missed it, but it's like, wait, what?
I feel like we haven't missed it. I feel like this has always been Arn. I feel like this has always been Anderson. I feel like this has always been him. He just couldn't be like this in WWE the way he wanted to. AEW like, look, bro, you can do what the fuck you feel like. Just go.
I mean, he's old school as fuck. I'm sure he had the Glock in his luggage in the back. He probably wasn't lying.
He probably did. He probably carried that shit around with him. He probably be like, bro, I don't got to drive far. I live next to the damn stadium. Shit. Don't make me go home.
Oh, you heard
great
what he
line,
said
and I mean, the internet took that and ran with it.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yo, they did. You heard what he said after? He was like, "Yo, I'm Arn Anderson, meaning I don't coach losers."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, that was awesome. I love that."
Yeah,
Arn Anderson be himself.
Yeah, so we had CM Punk on commentary again this week. I think they just need to permanently put him on commentary, unless he's having a match.
I mean, he's great on commentary. He's definitely great.
He makes me actually okay listening to Excalibur. He's gotten better himself.
Yeah.
He's gotten less annoying. But I still could do without Excalibur.
I mean, Excalibur knows his play-by-play. He does know a little bit. Sometimes he's a little off, but
It's not even about like lack of knowledge or anything. It's just the way it's the presentation, his voice, his the cadence in which he speaks. It's not, to me, it's not appealing.
It's Michael Cole-ish.
Not even. It's like it's complete opposite of Michael Cole. It's like if Michael Cole and Morrow had a baby. It's like exciting but boring at the same time because he's got so much energy, but it's not
there.
It's not. It doesn't reach me.
It doesn't connect to you.
It doesn't connect to me. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that connects with, but it doesn't connect for me. Because again, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he doesn't know shit. Like he knows his stuff, but just his personality doesn't work for me.
Yeah, but you gotta figure like Tony Khan and JR. Tony. Was it Tony Schimmel? And, what's his name?
Tony Schiavone.
Schiavone, there you go. You gotta understand, Schiavone and JR are old, and they can't be there forever, and they need somebody to, be there for the play-by-play.
Do you know how old each of them are?
They're probably close
69
to like
and 62.
70 almost, yeah. And JR looking like he's about to,
go to sleep.
He's about to go to sleep soon, for real, man.
Hey man, that man be tired. He need a nap.
He needs a super nap. He's like messing up some.
He needs some barbecue and a nap.
Word.
Some barbecue, I believe he's a tequila man. Some barbecue, a shot of tequila, and a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he was on Shot of Brandy, he drank like an entire bottle of tequila by himself.
Because JR's a G.
Hey man, you can do anything when you have a stroke, boy. That shit work different.
Yeah,
Word.
It does.
The kickoff to Dynamite was Adam Cole and Jungle Boy. Amazing match.
Great match.
Great match.
I know Luke Perry down. I know Luke Perry's in the sky looking down like, look at my boy slapping man meat.
Little man meat.
Hey man, still man meat.
Now,
As long as it's not R. Kelly children meat, he all right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
R. Kelly's done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for him. So the whole running joke about Adam Cole being small, he's shorter than Jungle Boy. I noticed that during his match.
Crazy.
He is. Which made it a good match, actually.
Yeah.
Because, it's cruiserweights.
Yeah.
And these cruiserweights are going for heavyweight titles.
So then we had Cody Rhodes in the Arn Anderson spot. The match was all right, but just the Arn Anderson, I'm gonna put the Glock to your forehead.
I can't believe he had that composure until the end of the match. Dude, he was very composed. He was like, yo, I'm going to say this right after the match. He was ready.
And then we had the Brody Lee Memorial match. It was the Dark Order with Orange Cassidy against the Hardy Family Office. -1. What he came out after the match. They did the whole thing with -1.
Yeah, but man, don't forget he came with them in the beginning match, and they gave him a new mask. I still love the fact that his face is still not being shown, and he's still keeping up with this. I just can't wait till he gets a little older.
Well, if you want to see his face, all you gotta do is watch Up Up Down Down.
Yeah,
because the 2 episodes Luke Harper was on, he had his son with him.
True.
One of them was WrestleMania, I think 34.
Right?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
It was like the episode that they filmed before WrestleMania 34 for Up Up Down Down.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Because they think they had like a UFC tournament that year. Because Big E was killing the locker room.
Yeah.
Big E was killing the locker room.
Now he's doing it in reality.
Yeah, I think the finals ended up being Big E and Jey Uso. So, but Harper was in that tournament. Seth Rollins was in that tournament. AJ Styles.
There's a couple heads in there.
Yeah. Miro Rusev was in that tournament.
Miro was there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, Big E wrecked the locker room, and they got to the point where it was strikes only, because Big E was just killing everybody with the grapples. Nobody else knew how to use the grapple system, so he was just killing them.
He was grappling nation.
So they turned it into a strikes only tournament, and he still won with strikes only.
He was like, I don't need the grapple. I can strike y'all down. Facts.
Yeah, I that's the one thing I kind of miss on Up Up Down Down, just like the random shit they do in the locker room, where they're just literally just hanging out playing video games.
Must be the life, yo.
Yeah, but I mean the series kind of things where that Woods does, it's good too. Like again, I got attached to fucking Uno.
Yeah.
Who would have thought I'd sit there and watch people just play Uno for an hour?
I literally have fun watching it. Just having Adam Cole and Breeze and
Cesaro. Yep.
Just like roast each other every time.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
It's really good. It's really good. That should be. It's on YouTube only, right? Like it's just.
Yeah.
It's not on Twitch.
No, because
he doesn't do.
Remember,
Twitch.
nobody can. If you have a main roster contract, you can't use Twitch.
Yeah, true.
But Adam Cole was still on Twitch because he had a NXT contract. Soon as Breeze got let go, he went right back to Twitch.
Yeah, I saw him on. Miro's on Twitch.
Yeah, Miro's on Twitch. Matter of fact, Breeze and Adam Cole, I think it's Wednesdays, they do Halo together. Because Breeze wanted to go back and replay the whole Halo series.
Also told it.
And apparently Adam Cole's like one of the best Halo players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he wanted to do it with him.
Well, why not? I mean, they're both pretty much out of the WWE contract, so why not?
Yeah. And then next up, your man, the 24-year-old piece of gold, Leo Rush, announced that he's all elite.
Big news. Big news for the little man.
The man that retires, retires, get injured, make a mixtape, and get hired back.
Yo, word. Making business moves.
What did I say to you, Alex? He's retired more times than Terry Funk.
Bro, he retired more than anybody in the Hall of Fame at this point.
And that's like the running joke is Terry Funk is retired like 16 times. He's had like 16 retirement matches.
I mean, the man has dementia now, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty bad right now. Yeah,
he's really. I think he should be retired now.
And then the other quotable of the night, it was the promo with MJF. He was talking to Brian Pillman again, just talking all kinds of shit. He said, "I got Bruce Pritchard on speed dial."
Yeah. So what are you trying to say? You going to NXT?
On Monday night, Stephanie McMahon comes out and drafted to Raw Maximus J. Fryman, because they have to change his name. They'll leave the MJF part. They'll just change all the words.
Oh man, you imagine that happens?
That would be funny if his contract was up this week.
Get the biggest heel in AEW to come to WWE.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I
Draft
think he
him
would
over
be
NXT
good.
2-point negative bullshit and have him fight LA Knight to see who's a real asshole of the wrestling world.
I love LA Knight as a heel. It reminds me of The Rock as a heel.
But you know what? He can work babyface and still be arrogant. So that would be a nice feud between the two of them.
I would love that match. I've been following LA Knight for a while.
Eli Drake, yep.
Yep, Eli Drake. I don't know. It's something about him, man. He has that Rock persona, right? Like the back in the day.
A person that just talks their ass off.
Yeah.
About anything.
You can tell, man, how he grew up. It's so good.
I didn't watch him very much in Impact, but when he was doing NWA for like the last 2 years, that's where I really got attached to him.
Mm-hmm. He was really good at Impact. Like his promos were solid.
Mm-hmm.
Really solid.
And the main event, Miro took on the Spanish god Sammy Guevara.
Man.
I didn't think Guevara was gonna win.
Me neither.
And then somebody sent me the thing about the where the fuck is he from? Bulgaria. Bulgaria. So apparently there's like some sort of like Bulgarian proverb about like fighting 7 times and then yada yada yada, and like one of the little symbols that he had put on the belt when he got his custom white belt, it depicted the proverb. So he was supposed to lose on the 8th one, and this was his 8th title defense.
That's like
what I find weird and funny is he lost the belt, right?
Yep.
Sammy Guevara got it.
Yep.
So if you go online and look at Sammy Guevara pictures of him with the belt, he has the black.
Yep. He has the black one.
not
Yep.
the white one.
Yeah, because when he did that little promo segment during Crossroads, which came on right after Dynamite, he still had the white belt in that segment. But then later that night, when all the press pictures came out, he had the black belt. Which makes sense because that was technically a custom belt for Miro.
That was like a fighting game turn. If you like win 5 times, you got to go back in the line.
Uh-huh.
You know, because you're too good. You just give somebody else a chance. You know. So I think that's what happened to Sammy.
Now, the build up was pretty decent too because you had Miro just keep beating up was it Fuego del Sol?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. His best friend.
Yeah. So at least there was a decent build up to that where it's like, okay, I avenged my friend. Now, is it just putting Sammy over, or are we going to help get Fuego over too?
I feel like we're gonna get Sammy over first because Sammy's been out of the picture since the Inner Circle hasn't been together on TV in a while now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but Chris Jericho will say the Inner Circle's still together.
They're scattered. They're a little scattered, but they're in and out.
Yeah, freaking Santana Ortiz are putting on some banger matches.
Yeah, the tag team division is getting lit, and Hager is just hanging out with Jericho.
Well, he's training for another match, so he's not there full time right now.
Yeah, true. Man is built as an MMA fighter as he is.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him though.
Oh, fuck. I just refreshed my feed.
Oh, no.
AKF. I wanted to read this because I read it to you guys before we got on the air. I want to read this again.
Okay.
WWE draft rules. Now, this is all a joke. Rule number 1. Half of the roster will be eligible tonight. The other half will be eligible on Monday. Ricochet is not eligible either night.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Rule number 2. Those undrafted become free agents and can sign to AEW in 90 days.
Also makes sense.
Rule number 3. One tag team will be split up unnecessarily.
New Day.
Sound like WWE.
Rule number 4. Roman Reigns will be drafted to Raw and then drafted back to SmackDown.
The old John Cena card. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said that earlier.
Yeah,
They're gonna pull the John on Roman, which makes sense now.
So we have New Day back together for like a week. Are they gonna break them up again?
I think that was a build up to that too. I mean, the draft is tonight, right?
Yeah, it starts tonight. Yep.
Oh man, we're gonna see some splitting ups.
Yeah. So what team does get, if it's not New Day again? Who does get broken up? Who are we sick of seeing together?
The Hurt Business. You imagine? Oh man,
that would be some shit. If
that would be sad.
That would be some shit. And I'm not sure if MVP is going to be around for the next couple of months because on his social medias, he finally had his knee surgery because rehab just wasn't doing it. So he finally had his meniscus scoped or whatever that you do to a meniscus.
Mm-hmm.
I miss him walking like a pimp every time. Every time he comes in the ring, though, Bobby.
Glock Anderson, send him to the morgue.
Glock Anderson, that's my new thing now.
And the thing is, his son's name is Brock.
Brock Anderson.
That's the other funny thing. It rhymes with his son's name.
Man, he's gonna become a rapper.
Oh, Impact. Did you see Impact this week?
Nah. What's going on there?
I saw bit matches, but not
Did you
all
see? Did you see Moose beating down what's his name while fucking Big Cass was just holding back the fuck? Who the fuck did he beat up?
So it must be not important.
Then they beat up Fruit and what you call it, whatever the hell their name is.
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't Christian still the Impact champion?
Yes, Chris was. He won it from Omega, and then he beat
He beat Brian Myers, right?
Yeah, Brian Myers.
Okay.
That was like the next week at the next pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
And I believe fucking the X Division champion cashed in option C. So he's gonna face dude with the headgear.
I don't know who he is.
I want to say Josh Gresham, but that's wrong. I'm not up on my my Impact. I'm very behind. Impact. Option C. Option C.
Man, I think the
Shit.
Royal Rumble is close, right? We got Royal Rumble match close, right? Like January is almost there.
Josh Alexander. There we go. Yeah, Josh Alexander cashed in option C on the X Division.
Okay.
So he'll be taking on Christian Cage at the next pay-per-view, which, Bound for Glory is November.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what their next pay-per-view is then. Is it Glory Road?
I mean,
I'm not too sure.
yeah.
I think they call this one Glory Road. And then there's Bound for Glory. Oh, but they're having that with the knockouts. I think they're having an all knockouts pay-per-view or something. An all knockouts episode.
So it's all.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely need one.
Actually, yeah, it's next Saturday. It's called Knockouts Knockdown. So yeah, it's an all women's pay-per-view like NWA did a couple weeks ago. Empowered.
Oh.
So
okay.
which brings up the question: when is WWE having Evolution 2?
Yeah, right.
Stephanie McMahon and them already stated that they would not have Evolution 2.
Aw.
Because they did it for publicity reasons and not because they actually give a shit about the women's revolution.
Word.
But we knew that when it happened. That's why they had the pay-per-view in fucking Long Island at that shithole of an arena.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why they did it there. That was a bad call.
And they only offered to sell like 6,000 tickets. It wasn't that they didn't sell out. They only offered the lower level. They didn't even use the upper level of that arena. That's why it was so dark.
It sucked. It did.
No, don't get me wrong. It was a decent event, but just the aesthetics of the building is.
No, the seating I meant like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good crowd. Like,
Because anybody from the the New York era knows that Nassau Coliseum is a shithole.
mm-hmm.
It's like I'd rather go back to the fucking Meadowlands, which is bad too.
Mm. Yeah, the Meadowlands
Still better
has
than
bad
that shit.
days.
Hell, they could have went back to the Staples Center.
True.
Because Barclays. Yeah, I guess they could have done Barclays.
Or MSG. I mean, but that's a lot of money for MSG. Though.
Yeah.
Barclays, Staple. Hell, they could do Madison Square Garden for all I give a rat's ass.
Mm.
Yeah. The other thing about running shows in New York, it's when it comes to production, it's a union. It's a union state.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay all the fucking union dues and fees and shit. And you can't use your own production crew. You have to use state-provided production crews.
Man, it's like, I don't have that much money.
Oh, he's got the money. He just don't want to fucking spend
He
it.
just don't want to spend it.
He rather just fire more people so he can tell the shareholders that they made money. They had a record quarter, but we fired 24 people.
Half of them went to AEW.
Yeah, and half of them went to AEW.
Oh man.
Another had with the Impact.
True. That is true.
One died and one went to jail.
Oof.
I'm still behind on Dark Side of the Ring. I saw like the first 10 minutes of Chris Kanyon. And
You gotta finish watching that, bro. 'Cause that shit is actually it makes you feel bad for him.
I know I saw like the preview to the part about where fucking Sinister Minister, like he was like they were ready to shoot each other or whatever.
That was crazy. That was nuts.
Almost like New Jack and Paul Mahoney. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Bro, I didn't even say anything.
New Jack was crazy, man.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't he? I think he mentions New Jack in this episode. I think they had like a brief passing
But they did. Now they got a real brief passing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
before we go, because it's like 7:56, want to talk about a little bit of news?
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about how WWE finally came up with a name for this Queen of the Ring tournament BS.
Okay.
The tournament will be called Queen Crown Tournament. What generic 2K20 name shit is this?
Queen and Crowns. Why do I feel like this is randomly going to happen at Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I hope not, because that's going to be bad.
Yeah. Because they finally got the women into Saudi Arabia, but it's like they really don't appreciate women's wrestling.
Yep. And also, we also have Nikki Bella saying she is retired from pro wrestling for life.
Good. Well,
and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I came to enjoy Nikki Bella at the end, but yeah, it's not really a big loss.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really asking for her to come back.
I wouldn't. And let's all talk about Weber Stadium and Old Turf also reported being considered for a WWE UK pay-per-view in 2022.
Yes, yeah, they want to go overseas again.
I feel like it's going to be a cool thing, but it's going to be a stupid idea right now. And one more last piece of news. Let's talk about Shane McMahon reportedly no longer involved with WWE.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
I mean, well, him coming back, he never bought his shares back. He at no point was he ever like a part owner of the company. He just got his, I'm a McMahon, so I have a title in the company, but he was never, financially involved.
That's true.
Yeah.
And also, last piece of news before we go, Bronson Reed was signed to a 3-year contract extension right before he got released.
So were the Good Brothers.
WWE is just bad business at this point now.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. I've been Darth Messiah. You, sir?
Alex the motherfucking Heel.
Good night, J Kid. We will catch everybody next week. Go find Alex on stereo. We out of here. Oh, eventually there'll be an Ultra Heels episode on stereo, but that's down the road. We got to talk about it. All right, we out of here.
Peace.
All right.